Oppression does not always come with change. Sometimes it comes with comfort. When people become comfortable inside injustice, they stop demanding change, and that comfort becomes their cage. Oppression does not always come with change. Sometimes it comes with comfort. When people become comfortable inside injustice, they stop demanding change, and that comfort becomes their cage.
What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. It's 10:05. We're here for a little coffee talk this morning. Are we too comfortable? Is that the problem? I think that's a big part of the problem. I think we might be just a little bit too comfortable. Y'all like the video, subscribe to my channel. What are we willing to sell off, for our comfort? It seems like our freedom, and it's scary. I think there's a lot of things that we can do nothing about, and there's a lot of things that we can do something about. So at the very least, I feel like we could be conscious of where we're spending our money. It's coffee talk. So let's go ahead, get into the things. I'm going to go ahead and start with these politics because we want to put that behind us, but we also want to know what's going on. This one, I don't know. This isn't somebody that I care for as a rapper or anything else, but Nicki Minaj, she over here down to the White House, seemingly because she's, looking for citizenship status or something like that.
Probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change.
But Nicki makes a lot of money, and she's generously stepping up. She's investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in Trump accounts to support the children and really the children of her incredible fans. That's great. Focus on that. Why should you give to somebody else's fans? Give to your fans. I like that. But and I just think she's great. I've been hearing so much over the years because I didn't know Nicki, and I've been hearing over the years she's a big Trump supporter and a Trump fan, and she took a little heat on occasion. Her community isn't necessarily, I tell you, we did pretty damn well with that, with your community, as we say. But Nicki has been an unbelievable supporter. She gets more, she gets almost as much as Mr. Wonderful over here. He's been another one that's been so good. But I'd like to ask you to come up, Nikki. Come on up. Come on. She's been such a great supporter and a great supporter of Trump accounts. And I said, I am going to let my nails grow because I love those nails. I'm going to let those nails grow. She's so good. She's been MAGA. What can I say? She's been with us all the way. Right, Alex? She's been with us all the way. Just want to thank her.
Hello. Well, I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen. I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change.
But Nikki makes a
That's not going to change. Are y'all looking for her to change? I don't feel like she's any different than she's always been. She got up there and said she don't know what to say. She don't know what to say, obviously. He don't know what to say either, so she's in good company. He likes her nails and, something about her people, her supporters. Who's supporting her? Because she's supporting herself. Feels like she completely left her community that put her in the place that she's in now. It wasn't me, like I said. And it wasn't, I just never been a fan. And so there's a few songs that I feel like were bops, but, her energy has always been just what it is now. So, I'm never been, what do they call them? Barbs. All of the shout outs and the control over the angry people that need, a hug or something. Anyway, it's about where we're spending our money. So for all of you that are out there, supporting her streams and things, because she's got, a gang of pedos and, others. She's in company. I feel like that she's used to. Wasn't she? Her and Cardi both were like in that gang lifestyle. So I think that in that gang lifestyle comes a certain type of mindset that Nikki has. So, she's spending her dollars over there at MAGA. She's been supporting for a while, their platforms and things. So, therefore, your support of Nikki is now support of MAGA. So, just know that when you're spending your money on however she makes her money, music, streams, whatever it is, however she's making her coin, she's funneling it over there to MAGA. And, MAGA's using their money to fund, the frozen water people. So the chain keeps going on. This is why I like to get started here so we can get it out the way. But we need to know, little teeny things that you don't think about in order, where you're spending your money at. So spend your money with Nikki, I guess, if you want to support the frozen water people, because that's how that goes. This lady is no surprise that Megyn Kelly, is saying something controversial. I feel like, that's what she does in order to, stay afloat.
Feel sorry for Alex Preddy, but I don't. Do you know why I wasn't shot by Border Patrol this weekend? Because I kept my ass inside and out of their operations. It's very simple. If I felt strongly enough about something the government was doing that I would go out and protest, I would do it peacefully on the sidewalk without interfering via a whistle, via shouting, via my body, via any other way. I would make my objections known by standing there without interfering.
I'm just going to jump in here for real quick. What does her protest look like? We just supposed to go there, stand on the sidewalk and be quiet? What is that protesting? She sound crazy. Stay your ass in the house. Yes, stay your ass in the house, Megyn Kelly. We would prefer not having to encounter you. So, you don't feel sorry for someone. That's not surprising. That just lets us know what type of heart you got or don't have. For goodness.
Because interfering is where you go south. And laying hands on a police officer trying to, or Border Patrol officer or ICE officer trying to conduct a law enforcement operation is a felony. And now you are going to get arrested. And if you do anything that resembles resisting, you're in serious trouble. If
you do anything that resembles resisting, you're in serious trouble. Well, that's a word, Megyn Kelly.
No, I'm supposed to feel sorry for Alex Preddy, but I don't. Do you know why I wasn't shot by Border Patrol this weekend?
Yeah, we back at the beginning. This is crazy. Megyn Kelly is receiving backlash as usual after making shocking statements surrounding the controversy involving ICE in Minnesota. In a new episode of the Megyn Kelly Show, she touches on January 24th pow-powing of Alex Preddy. Not holding back, Kelly stated she didn't feel sorry about a 37-year-old intensive care nurse dying during heated protest. She goes as far as saying how and why she wasn't shot over the weekend. There's many reasons why she wasn't. Do you know why I wasn't pow-powed by Border Patrol this weekend? Because I kept my ass inside and out of their operations. It was very simple. If I felt strongly enough about something the government was doing that I would go out and protest, I would do it peacefully on the sidewalk without interfering and clearly not saying anything. No whistles, no nothing. I'm going to just go stand on the sidewalk in silence because, that's effective. Kelly basically leans on the idea that Preddy got himself into a bad situation by resisting arrest while protesting. Video footage previously released shows that Preddy was pinned down by multiple DHS officers before 10 pow-pow shots were fired, leaving him dead on the scene. I mean, we saw it. And I don't know who she's talking to. Clearly talking to the people that already lean on her side. So over there, far right. And I don't even like those terms. I think the terms that we use, there's degrees to it. And right now, I feels like whatever's supposed to be on the right should reevaluate, what they got going on over there. But nobody seems to be up in arms enough. We see people yelling at microphones this is not okay. Which, is not okay. So now what? And I'm talking about all of these government officials that were put into offices for whatever reason they were put there, not to make chicken wings, a national state flavor. Can we please put our energy somewhere else? So this lady wasn't out on the sidewalk. Ilhan Omar. She's a state representative. She was holding what do they call it? A town hall meeting. She was not on the sidewalk screaming with a whistle or whatever the hell this lady says. She was doing her job, talking to the people.
Face impeachment. Or face impeachment.
This lady was standing up here doing her job. Here come Bubba. He done just came off the Megyn Kelly show, his favorite show to watch. He probably like beats off to it. Ugh. Anyway, things turned scary fast at Representative Ilhan Omar's town hall meeting in Minneapolis Tuesday night when a man suddenly walked down the middle of the room, rushed towards her, and tried to spray her with unknown liquid. Witnesses say he appeared to be yelling, "You must resign," as he lunged forward, causing panic in the room before a security guard tackled and restrained him. Well, we're going to have to do better with our security, Miss Ilhan, because that is not okay. You need to watch Shirley Chisholm, because she showed y'all that back in the day. You know, some of the people be in there for, not so good reasons. So y'all do better with her security, because this is not okay. He shouldn't have even been able to come in there with that. Y'all are assuming that because somebody comes into a town hall meeting, they on the same side of, the conversation, but clearly not. One person could be heard shouting, "Oh my God, he sprayed something on her," adding that the substance had a strong, bad smell. Video and photos from the scene show the chaotic moment as the man was pulled away while people in the crowd reacted in shock. Omar had just been speaking about immigration policies and calling for ICE to be abolished when the attack happened. Well, local leaders urged Omar to leave the room and get checked out, but she refused. Girl, saying that's what they want. That is, she later told the crowd, "We will continue. These effing a-holes are not going to get away with this." It's always the women when they're willing to stand up. Cootie Boy went over there, rushed out of the room with a Band-Aid stuck over his fake blood ear. Police later confirmed that the suspect used a syringe to spray the unknown liquid onto her and was arrested at the scene. And then what? And what was in the syringe? Yeah, she gonna have to do, you gonna have to get a pat down. Sorry, leave your things. She gonna need something around her where you can't just pull up. What did Judge Judy had? Bird. She need Bird up there in front of her. Make sure that there's no, and she need about 4 of them. Keep these fools from getting too close. We're going to have to change the security. Authorities say Omar was not injured and continued the event after the incident. Minneapolis forensic scientists responded to the test to test the substance, and the suspect was booked into Hennepin County Jail on 3rd-degree assault charges. Afterward, Omar told reporters, "I survived war, and I'm definitely going to survive intimidation and whatever these people think they can throw at me." Girl, that's crazy. I want to know what was in that syringe. That's terrible. But, it's to be expected. And for everybody that's willing to, get out there on the front line, be prepared, because these people are not playing. They're over here with the fuckery and the foolery. It's first thing in the morning and I'm already cussing. What's today? Thursday? Child, I'm moving slow today. I don't know why. I slept or whatever. Not great. But, I got up this morning and it was a struggle. Okay, so over here in Fulton County, Georgia.
Listen, I know you're watching the news. You're seeing a lot of stuff about this FBI raid at the Fulton County elections and registrations. I'm on the inside right now. So I just want you to be real discerning about all that you're hearing from people who are on the outside of what's going on. I'm going to give you the truth about what's happening. So they served a warrant, the FBI, this is Trump, serving a warrant to go pick up the 2020 ballots, which are in a secure location inside of here, 700 boxes. The first warrant that they gave was incorrect legally, they didn't follow the right procedure. They went back and they fixed it, and they came back and now they are actually collecting the boxes. They are in the chain of command in Fulton County is that once they are archived, they become the possession of the clerk of Superior Court, which is Shay Alexander. She is here and she is with them inventorying everything that they're taking. We, the commissioners, the chairman, the county attorney, are trying to figure out a legal plan as to maybe an injunction, a motion to quash. We don't know yet. We're trying to figure it out. We're getting all kinds of legal advice to stop this, because once they have the ballots how do we then turn around and do something different when they've already got their hands on it? So this is an attempt to take your vote away. This is all about November 2026, about the primary on May 19th and then the November election. He does not want the midterm elections to take away his power. So he's trying to create chaos. So this is what he does. Chaos in Minnesota, chaos in Fulton County. We are a target. Protect your vote at all costs. I'm telling you, everybody always says your life depends on it. Oh, your life does depend on it this time.
Another Black woman over here. I've been hearing that the people was on the street saying, where are the Black community over here? Black women out here, trying to get the word out. Whether or not we'll listen is, to be determined. I'm going, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be stopped from voting. So, if my people back in the day in the 60s, Angela Davis and Huey P and all of those that what's up? Good morning, another round. This is a different conversation over here. I'm over here politicking. So you up early, girl. Anyway, yeah, I feel like these people are on the front line and they're screaming and talking and, get your shit together. Don't let them scare you away from voting. Being so comfortable and everything. I heard somewhere where they funded $100 million. That's how much, funding was put into ICE recruiting. And, where they're sending, the recruiters to, you work early? Child, me too. I'm a morning person though, so it's okay. Yeah, they're recruiting, Call of Duty niggas and people who went to the army and maybe didn't get accepted or, a bunch of hotheads or, 100 million. So we better be funding something. All these people arguing over whether you could be calling yourself a Black Panther or not. Change the subject. We don't have a whole lot of time. And I feel like I would like to see some type of protection presence down to the voting polls so people could feel comfortable to go in there and do what they need to do. And hopefully, something will be moving or halted because they are far more prepared than we are. And they doing stupid stuff like building ballrooms. So this is interesting. Why is he building a ballroom? Is that what it is? I never believed it was about the ballroom in the first place, but here we go.
A ballroom anymore. Yeah, on December 4th, he quietly fired that classical architect known for beautiful cathedrals and so on. I guess he realized it was a waste of money. No, he just replaced him with Shalom Baroness. Shalom? He's known for bomb-resistant architecture. He's the one that refortified the Pentagon after the 9/11 attack. Oh yeah, I heard they refortified it with electromagnetically shielded rooms. Yeah, to survive missile attacks. They also refortified the Treasury building, the CIA cybersecurity headquarters, along with Clark Company. Yeah, so about this ballroom, they are bringing caissons to the site, which are huge cylindrical objects designed to refortify deep within the ground, like way deeper than a normal foundation. I heard that Pepco actually filed for emergency rerouting for water from parts of DC to the East Wing recently. Yeah, does that sound like a ballroom to you? No, it sounds like a fortified bunker deep underground with water access in case somebody decides they don't like the White House anymore. Or us, but he'll be fine. Did you hear Trump is not building a ballroom?
Yeah, I figured it was some BS in that game. I call the YNs. I agree. So who gonna recruit them? You know what I'm saying? What they need. And one thing about these, frozen water people, they are not properly trained. So, where are the guys that were, in the military and now, out here not being well taken care of? A lot of them. I see some good things happening, depending on what city you in, I suppose. But the YNs need to get their energy redirected. That's for darn sure. And I will be this year spending some time at the Pow Pow range with my girls. So we can at least know, what to do with these with these firearms. I think, women, girls, all of us need to know how to protect our damn selves because, sometimes the niggas are the problem. what'd you say? Watch Paradise and Never Look Back. They tell me what they're trying to do. Where can we find that? Because, you know, where can we find that? I'll put it in the description because we sharing information over here. Any information I get, I'm going to be sharing it over here at the Coffee Talk. And I'll watch them and then we could come back and talk about them because, you know, there's a story from a long, long time ago. I don't want to defend and offend anyone, but, you know, this is my channel. I'm going to say what I want to say. There was a story that's taught to us like very early on in life, depending on what your household looked like. And this is not to break anything down or tear anything down. I'm just talking about sometimes the indoctrination of the young people. And we were told that we were supposed to be scared of knowledge. Don't eat the apple or passion fruit or whatever was over there bearing that tree, because then you'll know things. And the one thing that we learned is that we were naked. Imagine that. Come on. This is the story that I was told. I'm just sharing you the story that I was told. So now I see a ding-a-ling, so I'm afraid of the apple tree. Is that the story? Anyway, it's all my fault. So everything that ever happens from here now on, it's because I exposed my bits to the ding-a-ling boy. Here we are. I went off on a tangent, but I said all that to say, yeah, but women, don't be scared of the knowledge because it's important. And anybody that's trying to keep you from understanding and knowing things, you'll be scared of that. Maybe we should be scared of this too, child. We over here and we be TikToking, and I'm one of these people that I don't use TikTok necessarily. I use it for the editing mostly. I'm not really sharing too much information. Every now and I'll get over there and get in my bag, but just know they're watching. And, you know, Big Brother been watching for a while, but you know, that was what was going on over here on TikTok. So they sold it and then they shut it down and everybody's like, it's glitching. It's not glitching. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Now TikTok installs are reportedly up 150% this week. This follows the U.S. joint venture takeover, which led to frozen water people content being blocked. Censoring the word Epstein, MAGA videos being amplified, creators being kicked from the creator fund. That's a problem, I feel like, for people who rely on TikTok. Creators who are anti-Trump being suppressed or banned and causing the app to glitch for over 72 hours since the switch happened. I feel like I knew this was going to happen. So this doesn't surprise me at all. We're going to have to figure out, I guess, another way to communicate with each other. But the thing is, like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Google, YouTube, all the places, Big Brother is watching. So, I mean, you can use TikTok for what you need it for, or, you know, don't be over there telling all your business, because we talked about what they're looking for. But, you know, I just think it's just another. It's just another. So when they're looking for you, they can be surveillance and everything, you know, all the things. So be prepared. Boots on the ground. Power to the people and all. Let's talk about where, you know, to spend our money and not to spend our money. And these are little things. So, you know, we be so anxious to run up somebody's behind, Chanel, Gucci, Dolce and Gabbana, to make ourselves look some type of way, because that's the most important thing we can do is appear, you know, fake wealthy over here. And in the meantime, they treating us like shit. So there's a restaurant over here, Virginia. Steakhouse owner stands by decision to kick out 9 black women after a fight between 2 other black people leading to a $5 million lawsuit. 9 black women in Virginia have filed a $5 million lawsuit against Cork and Bull Chop House in Chesapeake, claiming they were unfairly kicked out of the restaurant after a fight broke out nearby involving other diners. Although police confirmed the women were not involved, they say management refused to serve them and told them to leave, allegedly stereotyping them as liking to fight. And that's not allegedly. They were absolutely stereotyped. The women described the experience as humiliating and traumatic, with some seeking medical care and avoiding dining out since. Their attorney, Angus, argues the incident reflects harmful racial and gender stereotypes. The restaurant owner has denied the discrimination claim, saying an internal review supported staff actions and that his business has suffered backlash, threats, and financial losses since the incident. I would hope so. I would hope nobody's still going over here to the Cork and Bull Chop House in Chesapeake. So I remember hearing this story, and these ladies were over there out to eat, and like some other people started fighting in the restaurant who happened to be Black, and so they decided to kick them all out. So they had a party, a big party. I think they said 9 people, and yes, some other folks started a ruckus, and they got kicked out just because they likely to fight. They're both TV shows. Paradise is on Hulu, and Never Look Back is on Netflix. Bet. So, yeah, are we still over here trying to spend our money at the Chop House, at the Cork and Bull Chop House? Why are we doing that? Their business should suffer, and they should keep talking about it. Because that's the only way. At bad reviews, Google them up. All the people go to Google and let them know like how they be treating folks over at the Cork and Bull Chop House. Don't always go to Google, y'all, to review things. Like if it wasn't a real experience, then don't do that, because you mess with people's livelihood and over what. And I say that to say, I review the Real Housewives of Potomac. If you don't, this lady Angel Massey was over here headlining a trip, and we've all had a lot of opinions about how things go, but we're talking about a situation that's edited, and it's a TV show. So this person, Angela, I don't know, whoever she is, she went on to the review, disgusting behavior. This is just a tip of the iceberg of what I've endured from, maybe this is Angel. Anyway, disgusting behavior. This is just a tip of the iceberg of what I've endured from some fans this season. I don't care what anybody says. This isn't normal. So reality TV is supposed to be fun, not a digital firing squad. Housewives fans review bombing Wonderland Outdoors over Angel's RHOP Colorado trip. It's unhinged behavior. Every single one of these miserable people need to go touch grass. I would agree with that. So they're going over here. Brittany Kruger says, based on what you provided the ladies on RHOP, I would never use your services. How do you not know how to provide basic needs? Get everyone to where they need to go and just be a good host. I think you definitely need to attend a course in hospitality. I mean, based on what we've seen on an edited show, but how are you over here reviewing the Wonderland experience and you've never experienced it? That's crazy. Running water isn't included. Hard pass. These are all reviews on her website, or for her business. Host that doesn't host, can't locate activities, can't coordinate accommodations, or check on well-being of guests. This is all y'all done watched the show and came over to people. Relax. Like she said, go touch grass. This is unacceptable, because this is like you've got a steakhouse over here that these people actually had a bad experience. Y'all watched a TV show for our entertainment and decided to go bombard her business, her reviews, and that definitely affects your business a whole lot. People rely on Google reviews just about every time I have a new person in my chair and I ask them how they found me. 9 times out of 10 are going to say they read the reviews and then they came over to the website. So, and I use the reviews. I think it's something that we've just become accustomed to. So before we go over somewhere and check it out, let me see where the best place is. Anytime I travel, I look for places that, are going to provide what I want. If I'm going to the beach, I want to find somebody, local with a good seafood restaurant. This is how Google reviews helps or damages your business. So y'all that are watching TV and going to her website, that's wild. That's really wild. Y'all got it all wrong. This is just a little quick entertainment. Ain't a whole lot going on there besides Nikki over here. You know, she got a gold card, whatever that means. Nothing. It means, you know, they're going to use you for as much as they can and then, you know, take it away whenever they feel like it. Oh, Ray J.
Definitely a wrap for me.
No, don't say that, brother. Don't
That's
say
what
that.
that's what the doctor
No,
said.
fuck the doctor. No,
Alright,
don't
fuck
say
them
that.
niggas.
Because when you're saying that, you're confirming what
No,
the doctor
that's
said.
what they said. I don't
No, fuck them.
But
Fuck what they said, brother. You're
guess
gonna live
what?
long.
Guess what?
You're gonna live
22
long to see your children grow up. Yes, nigga. Nobody ain't ever told you this. You're gonna live long to see your children grow up. Have children too. Real shit. Nigga, nah, nigga. Fuck what doctor tell you your time is done. No, fuck that, nigga. Your neighbor is a doctor. So watching this and you think that Ray's days are counted, I'm here to tell you.
It don't matter if my days
No, they're not. They're not. His days are not counted.
But guess what?
More life to the
my
brother.
baby mama gonna be straight.
More life to the brother.
My kids gonna be straight. If they want to spend all the money, they can spend it. But I did my part here.
That's okay. But we're not gonna speak. You have more life, my brother. You have more life. No, brother.
I shouldn't have went this hard, bro.
You should have. Because
I
if you
shouldn't
didn't,
have
who
went
was going to? Who was going to, my
And
brother?
then when it's all done, burn me. Don't bury me.
Oh.
He's playing music, so I'm just gonna let him get past whatever this is he's saying. This man seems to be intoxicated as usual. He's wearing a jacket with no shirt on. I don't know who this person is over here doing all of this hollering.
It's serious. I gotta do one more checkup tomorrow. My mama and my daddy coming to pick me up tomorrow. And they're gonna take me to the checkup. But shout out to my mom and daddy, and shout out to Brandy. Shout out to Brandy for looking out for me. She paid my bills for me for the rest of the year. My sister paid my bills for the rest of the year. That's crazy. 2027 is definitely a wrap for me.
No, don't say that, brother.
So there's two. I don't know what happened between he started out with his clothes on, and the next thing you know, he's over here with no shirt on and a jacket and a beanie. But Ray J is saying, I don't know, that he's due to expire. I don't know what his health issues are. I know he's under the influence. And Ray J always comes over here under the influence along with his drunk friend, or whatever it is they're doing over there allegedly. And I don't know, crashes out. It's like Kanye style. Kim, she ain't got no type. Seem like she do. I think the one thing that stood out, because you kind of get used to Ray J being obnoxious and, you know, under the influence on the internet. I tell you what, he can be smashed out, crashed out, but he sure knows how to push play on the live or whatever it is he was doing over there. Is this, you know, how it goes down? I tend not to spend my time around these types of ignorant folks, but you got a hype man over there telling you how don't listen to the doctor. That's not true. He got his personal cheerleader. Please don't stop funding the drug abuse, you know, whatever it is we got going on, the party favors. Please don't stop funding the party favors, Ray J. Don't listen to the doctor. We want to continue to have fun. We should also go hard, just like you did. I don't know what's going on over there with Ray J. He said Brandy is paying his bills and his baby mama, the one who he pulled pow out on a month or so ago, back at Thanksgiving. So I guess y'all pray for Ray J. I don't know. I just was like, what is he talking about? To be continued. Good morning, T. You late? Oh, wait. I might have to call you later and get details on that story. You said you think you're going to play the monkey for the hunky. I love that word. Is that inappropriate? I don't know. I still like it. I like cracker too, but I'm suppose I shouldn't say that. Anyway, there's another bad boy out here. But I feel like we knew. It's been confirmed that your favorite Jell-O pudding dad was over here actually doing what the people said he was doing. Where is he at? Good old Bill. So, according to TMZ, while under the oath, Bill Cosby admitted to refilling a prescription of Quaaludes with the intention of giving the medication to women in hopes of having sex with them. Loser. They claim, is this the same thing Diddy was doing? You know what I'm saying? It's not different over there at the Playboy Mansion, passing out Quaaludes to, unsuspecting women. They claim Cosby initially obtained the prescription from a gynecologist he met at a gambling event and says he refilled the prescription 7 times and never took a pill himself. Interesting. A male gynecologist over here handing out Quaaludes so women can be taken advantage of. Nice. Is this why they're trying to keep us out of medical school? The admission was given by Cosby during a deposition tied to one of his accusers, Donna Motsinger. They claim the deposition is part of sealed documents. Well, how y'all get, copies or information? In it, Cosby allegedly goes into detail about obtaining the prescription from Dr. Leroy Amar at a poker game. Wow. They claim the poker game took place at Cosby's Los Angeles home in 1972. So he had him down to his house 7 years before Amar had his medical license revoked in California in 1979. Oh, well, sooner or later, I guess it caught up with him. Cosby's accuser, Mostinger, accused him of R-word in 1972, claiming he gave her the pill she was believed as aspirin. She believed was to be aspirin. She says after taking the pill, she fell in and out of consciousness and woke up the next day in her home wearing only panties. He dropped her at her own crib. How did he get in her house? Oh, these details are coming out all these years later are interesting. What are y'all's thoughts? Like I said, Diddy got it from somewhere. Is this recent info? Well, it was in it was in the documents from one of these court cases where, I guess somehow TMZ got their hands on paperwork of him saying, this is what he did with these prescriptions. So, yeah, the freak off started long before Diddy. Don't take no aspirins that you didn't bring yourself. I just feel like niggas are scary, especially the ones like celebrity ones that get away with getting a prescription from a doctor just because, he's a fan. And not even, I'm sure the doctor had to know what was going on. Just like R. Kelly and Diddy, all of them helpers should be prosecuted. I agree. They revoked his license, but that was 7 years after he was doing it. So if he was doing it for Bill Cosby, then he was doing it for, a whole lot of them. I found this lady. She, irked my nerves. So I was like, I'm going to share it with y'all because then y'all's nerves can be irked too. So is this what they call male identified? So this lady, and she said a lot of stuff over on this podcast. I'm not familiar with it, but, I probably won't be going back.
Wow. Black women lazy? I don't understand. What do you mean by that?
A lot of Black women are lazy. A lot of, and I can't say a percentage number because, I'm no statistic or analytical person, but a lot of Black women want to either be taken care of, want to remain on Section 8 in public assistance, or are comfortable being a CNA with the W-2 position, right? And not all, because there are Black.
Hold on, but I just got to
okay, they're
right
not
now,
all. They're not
there'll be a
all.
lot of Black CNAs that get offended with you saying, with you turning your nose up at CNA. I'm just letting you know.
Because I'm not wiping no shit for $18 an hour. And they're proud of that. Girl, I make $21 an hour. $800 a week. What the fuck you gonna do with $800 a week?
The CNA community is gonna come after you then.
Are they? I apologize because we do need them. I just would never be one. A lot of Black women are lazy.
I don't know. This is the Nothing But the Truth podcast. I'm not familiar with them and I've never seen any of their content. This is my first time, but who is responsible? The Neighborhood Talk. They put this out here. That's where I seen it. I don't know who this lady is, but she started out with saying, girl, what do your circle look like? She started out with saying, I don't have any statistics because I'm not a statistic person. So then what are you talking about? Because, every time, like I said earlier, every time you see somebody speaking out, doing the most to help bring change, fighting on the front lines, feels like it's Black women out here putting their neck out for people. But, and she said, we want to be taken care of. You can't raise people in a society that's patriarchal and then say you want to be taken care of. I mean, that's the story you spun, right? You're supposed to stay home and your husband is supposed to do all the things, and then if you want to go do the things and you're doing too much. And she said she is not going to be okay with being a CNA. Well, that sounds so crazy to me when you think about CNAs and what they do are probably the most, people that care about other people more than, getting paid. Because, I was a caregiver for my mother. And there's something very, I want to say gratifying in being able to take care of someone who can no longer take care of themselves. It's my mom, and obviously I feel away, but I feel like people that take that job, and there's good and bad and everything, but people that take that job, or what would they call it? Essential workers. They even out there still in the midst of everything that's going on, still doing their job. Old people, disabled people need to be taken care of. I don't know, where this lady came from. I wish she would fix her teeth. Since she got so much money, you know what I'm saying, that she wouldn't work to be a CNA. Take care of your own self. I was like, is this what they call male identified? Because, she just had this attack on Black women while she sits there with these weird eyelashes glued to her face and, those teeth standing up like a Christmas tree in the bottom of her mouth. But, I went to go see. I was like, what is she saying? A lot of these CNAs are providing homes for these ninjas to lay up in. What ninjas? The ones that she's over here. I don't understand what the lazy comment is for. She went from lazy to attacking people that do hard work. And, we're discussing how much money they make is, Then she went on to talk about, how she be eating groceries and, her sexual prowess. And I was like, oh, okay. So I've never, like I said, seen this podcast before, but I was like, Black women are lazy. And Neighborhood Talk, that's the clip you wanted to show. I mean, it got my attention, but I feel like you're lazy, lady. Because according to her, like maybe she's a sex worker because, that's all she was providing as skills and achievements. Anyway, this lady was not lazy. I was not familiar, but clearly I was just out of the loop because a lot of people are. Where's she at? Miss Shirley. So Miss Shirley passed away. We're saddened to report the passing of Shirley Raines, a compassionate force whose life work centered dignity, care, and community for those most often overlooked. Raines was the founder of Beauty to the Streets, a Los Angeles-based nonprofit that brought hair and makeup services, meals, clothing, hygiene, and safety essentials to thousands of unhoused people on Skid Row. I mean, sometimes that's all it takes to get you, get your energy, get your motivation up. I know when I was teaching, they had the barbers go over to shelter and give the people haircuts and stuff so they can look presentable enough to go out and get a job, or get work or what have you. Her impact was nationally recognized when she was named CNN Hero of the Year in 2021 and again in 2025, when she received the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Social Media Personality, honoring how she used digital platforms to amplify humanity and hope. Our hearts are with her loved ones and communities she served. I mean, she don't sound like a lazy Black woman, that's for darn sure. She posted this video right before she passed away.
Something a little bit serious. I realize I've been missing all week long. I have no memory of the week. The last thing I remember is hanging the piñata up on last Saturday at Maryville's. I remember feeling extremely thirsty, and I remember telling Brandy my legs felt weak underneath me. After that, I have no memory of driving. They said I continued to feed. I drove home. I woke up Tuesday. I went to sleep Saturday night. I woke up Tuesday in my house, scared, bruising all on my arms as if somebody had grabbed me. My memory is completely erased. I still can't remember. I went to the doctor. It was too late to draw my blood to see if anything was in there. I'm still not 100% back to normal. My daughter's been taking care of me. It's been extremely scary. They ran all kind of blood tests on me. Nothing comes up. They think I need to do a better job watching, my surroundings. Somebody might have slipped me something. But that's where I've been all week. You haven't seen me feed, no donuts, no hot dogs, no pizza, no nothing. I'm still trying to get my memory back. I don't remember. It's extremely scary. And I'm just really trying to process. That's where I've been. I need to talk to you about something.
Okay, so I'm not going to repeat what I just said about it, but here's what's troubling. A lot of people online months ago, Miss Shirley posted a viral TikTok about waking up with no memory of what happened, finding bruises on her body, feeling disoriented, and believing she had been drugged. According to descriptions circulating in community discussions, she said the doctor suggested something was off, but there was no clear medical explanation. She's gone. She's gone suddenly without public cause of death, no toxicology release, no answers. Well, I mean, she just passed away, so I'm hoping that they come up with at least an explanation. Yeah, that's what I said. So who's lazy? Were you familiar with her? Because I wasn't. But like I said, she was doing big things. It's all the way to being honored by the NAACP. Yeah, that's like, we hope that nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like her being drugged or somebody coming for her. But let's focus on the community work and, hopefully take over, where she left off, where she can. And I feel like even donating, like I said, to food shelters and, the shelter that I donate to, they take everything. So like baby clothes, diapers, baby wipes. I always talk about baby formula because it's so expensive, and with them taking benefits away, you never know, what you're going to need. So I think even donating, and there's people always that are like out in the fields and doing the things. As long as you're doing your part, I feel like you can make a difference. So hopefully, we can all keep up the memory of, Miss Shirley. That's very dope. This is some good news for the community, at least in Georgia. Hopefully this will be something. Hopefully it'll come this way, bro, because these homeowners associations are a ripoff. Georgia lawmakers introduced new legislation to reduce the power of homeowners associations. One proposal allows homeowners to vote to dissolve HOA if at least 20% sign the petition. So it's only going to take 20% of the people to sign the petition. I feel like where I live, based on what the conversation is in the community page, they won't have no problems getting that petition signed. Georgia lawmakers have introduced a new legislation aimed at reducing the power of homeowners associations and protecting the residents from losing their homes over unpaid fees and fines. State Representative Sandra Scott, Viola Davis, and probably not the Viola, our Viola, and Kim Schofield announced 2 bills after growing public concern over HOA practices, highlighted by Atlanta News' first investigator. HOA Nightmare series. Yeah, because they get you in a position and steal your house, especially old people who, start losing their facilities. They come in there and the house be gone over little homeowners association nonsense. And trust and believe they will make up anything. I've heard move your trash cans. I had to take down a garden fence, which was, under the guidelines, but if you do anything, and it's, I just did this, I'm renting, and I had the fence for 3 years before they came up and decided it wasn't, okay. So, they want you to ask permission to do everything if it, to your own home and, pick on you about little stuff like you need to power wash your driveway or, these shutters are not, they make up whatever they want, it seems like, to find you. And then you find yourself taking things. Somebody said water softener. I just read the other day that they had an issue with their water softener. And then we got hard water here. So I can, and they said they got it when they bought the house. So you can be going on, for years before they decide, you know what, we need a little money in our pocket. So we're going to fine you. And you have 13 days to, remove your water infiltration system. Oh, one proposal, HB 1036, would allow homeowners to vote to dissolve their HOA if at least 20% signed a petition. It would also strip HOAs of the ability to foreclose on homes. That's what they need to take away for real everywhere. That should not be you should not be able to foreclose on somebody's house, especially over like what kind of bush I have, planted on the side of my house. Turning unpaid fees into regular debt instead of liens. Yeah, the bill also requires for more transparency, including open meetings and access to financial records. Absolutely, because they be holding meetings secretly, and I've heard that in many places. The homeowners were like, when was this meeting and why didn't they tell us? Because I feel like they would show up. The second bill, HB 1035, would protect homeowners statewide by banning foreclosed or unpaid non-tax debts such as HOA fees, utilities, or trash services. Only unpaid property tax or mortgage defaults would lead to foreclosure, which makes sense. The measure also allows homeowners to sue if their property is wrongfully sold. I mean, I guess, but... That's a lot to go through. I don't want to do that. Just stay away from my house. Supporters say these bills are urgently needed as thousands of Georgia residents face heavy fines, liens, and potential foreclosure. Lawmakers and advocacy groups are calling on homeowners to rally at the state capitol on February 10, 2026 to show support for stronger HOA oversights and homeownership protection. Y'all got 10 days or just more than, Capitol, February 10th. Get over there and, stand up, say something, because it is crazy how homeowners associations, and another thing I don't like is for renters, when you're putting in applications, like I have paid for an application fee, which, is $100 and something. And then you go to look at the house, you fill out the application, and then they say, oh, well, somebody already got that. So we don't return your deposit, but you've got 30 days to find, another house that we, have on our list. And just give me my money back. Yes, you're not an HOA person. Yeah. And it's a trip. And I get that there should be guidelines to some extent, but They just be trying to steal people's house. Jenny has benefited from this because on HOA, he decided the whole neighborhood needed rails for their porches. Well, I feel like that's still something that should be voted on by the community. And I also think it should be an option unless it's a safety issue, like where you are. If somebody slips and falls on the ice, then it's a liability. So I can understand them coming up with that, but you need to give people time to prepare for those things. And you know what I'm saying? There should be a vote. There should not be blanket decisions made, and especially when the whole ploy is to steal your grandmama's house, and she ain't, got letters and things over there piling up that she don't know nothing about. Anyway, yeah, hopefully this is a thing. Let's talk about some young excellence before we get out of here. What's up, Jai Tony? Oh yeah, Jay is up early, child. I love it when I see y'all over here though. It's like, you be around a lot of smart people. It makes you more, smart. So I'm trying to, learn myself as I'm sharing this information with y'all. Let's talk about this little girl, talking about somebody being smart. Let's see. At just 12 years old, Eniola Shokumbi, I knew I was going to mess this up. Eniola Shokumbi, sorry, baby girl, saw a real problem in classrooms and didn't wait around for someone else to solve it. She created virus-killing air filters designed specifically for schools, affordable, effective, and centered on student safety. And here's the part you really need to sit with. Her solution worked so well, it was approved for an $11.5 million in state funding to be installed statewide. What did she get? No hype, no shortcuts, just real impact. This is what happens when young minds are taken seriously, when curiosity is supported, when problem solvers are allowed to lead. They're not up next, they're already here. 12 years old. That is so cool. Who is her mama and daddy, and what was their path to get her here? Because I don't think it was the public school system. That's awesome. I would love to know more about that. And I would love to see somebody interview her. I would love to hear her little 12-year-old mind at work. What was you doing when you was 12? I was outside somewhere playing with toys that were likely to kill me, like skateboards, outside skates. How do you get them? I don't know. I will send you the article. I'm sure it can be easily found. Did it say what state she was in? I don't remember if it said where she was located. She was just in the classroom. But yeah, I'll send it to you. Because then we could all ask for them at our jobs. I'm a hairstylist. So yeah, I would love to keep the cooties away. I'm going to end with this guy because, we like sports over here. And we always encouraging our young people to be athletes. But some of them are destined to be coaches. So, yeah. Where's little man?
Rebound! He's got to get the rebound. Why are you scared to get the rebound? He just standing there like this. That's what you need. That is what you need, right? You need a board. That is what you need. Oh, son. What it need. That's what it need. He's scared to get the rebound. He's got to get the rebound. Why are you scared to get the rebound? He just standing there like this. That's what you need. That is what you need, right? You need a board. That is what you need. Oh, son. What it need? That's what it need.
Is his dad a coach? What is going on with this little boy? He is so serious right now. That is what you need. I want to know what it is he's writing on that board, because, you know, he's not just performative. I feel like he know what he's talking about. You know, we have a couple of those in our family. T's son don't play about his football. You know, he started out a superhero. And when that was all said and done, I'm going to need to have a talk with D, because we need our superheroes back. And I need him, you know, he might have to work 2 jobs. But he's very clear on where people went to school and, you know, what colleges they came from. Like, some things are just natural. He has that whole thing where he stands like a football player, which cracks me up because they have a very particular way they stand, with their chin up in the air and their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing. It's a thing. And yeah, and I remember, you know, my nephew he knew all about cars, like, was no joke. So yeah, this little boy might know what he's talking about. And after all that heavy stuff, I think I want to go watch him again just before I say, you know, goodbye to y'all. Let's end today with Lil Man one more time, letting y'all know how he don't play down to that court.
Rebound. He's scared to get the rebound. Why are you scared to get the rebound? He just standing there like this. That's what you need. That is what you need, right? You need a board. That is what you need. Oh, son. What it need? That's what it need.
That is what you need. And on that note, I will talk to y'all on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Stay nice and warm out there. And yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Bye, y'all.